It's simple. Just imagine whenever you've talked to someone and they don't seem to really acknowledge you. They seem a little closed off. They seem like a little hunched. They're not that confident in themselves. They're not confident talking. This is a big mistake people will always make, is especially when walking, they will almost like hunch. You need to stay straight, shoulders back. You need to look proud. If you don't look proud of yourself, people will assume you are not proud of yourself. You need to look the part constantly. You need to be confident. You need to exude that aura. Secondly, this is slightly obscure, but it's eye contact. You can't be darting around the room every 5 seconds. Look at the person. Look, you have eyes. They're meant to look. They're not meant to stare. They're not meant to, like twitch out and look. They're just meant to connect. Just every time you think of eye contact, the one simple saying, the eyes are the window to the soul. By looking at somebody in the eyes, you're inviting them to look at you. It sounds very off with the fairies, very laissez-faire, but still, just think for a second. If you're looking at someone, like I'm looking at you, I'm inviting you to just talk, to listen. It's that simple. This is a step that is either underutilized or overused to an extreme. You need to find a perfect balance between these two schedules. Sorry, bird hit the window. Hate that bird. You need to find the perfect balance on this line. You just need to find what suits you. If you hate staring at people, if you hate eye contact constantly, just make yourself look at people more often. Not to the point where you're going to get harassed or you are harassing, but still just enough so it's noticeable, so it's positive, right? It's a fundamental in public speaking, a speech, a system, all about confidence, right? All about it. Eye contact is crucial. Body language is crucial. And so is the next major step, mental health. This is a very obscure one. I like to chuck in this one whenever I talk about confidence. If you're not strong within, you are not strong without. I don't think it works like that. If you're not strong within, you are not strong outside, right? Just picture you got two different castles. One of them is built around a moat. It's on solid slate, solid gravel, rock, the real hard dirts and stone, completely fortified to the brim because its foundation is strong, so they can build so much more on it. Say the next one is in a flood-prone area. It's on a river flat. It's built on this mud, marshy terrain, right? It's not going to be as sturdy as the first castle because of its foundation. The foundation is lacking. Mental health is your foundation. If you don't have good mental health, if you don't have a good foundation, you can't expect to build an amazing castle. Something that will keep people from attacking you, right? If you have poor mental health, you'll have a horrendous foundation that you can't build much of until you fix it. Now, you can't swap mental states, just changing land, but you can fix it. Right? You can fix your mental health. Maybe not the earth, but the mental health in your head. That's all you have to fix. It sounds very that's all you have to do. But there is a fair few steps you have to take. It is a long process, but it is worth it. You will notice it. You will be more confident. If you don't have good mental health, you can't openly show yourself. You will feel judged constantly, which is a big thing with high school. I'm going to say right now, ignore everyone else. No one is listening to you. No one is constantly eyeing you, constantly paying attention to you. It's all the spotlight effect, right? Spotlight effect is basically just when we imagine more people are watching us than actually are. Alright, it's probably like a survival mechanism, but still, this affects so many high schools. It affected myself even, to the point where I wasn't able to actually show anyone who I was. But you just need to take the brave steps to think to yourself, wait, I can name more embarrassing things about me throughout high school than anyone else. Why is that? Right? I bet you can't name 5 embarrassing things about someone else. Right? When it comes to you, you could probably name 1,000 things you've done that are mistakes. But just some random person in your class, you weren't paying attention to them. You were paying attention to yourself, to an extreme. That is the spotlight effect. Everyone is affected by it. We're like in our own little world, and we close the blinds and we're looking at ourselves. That is poor mental health. That is the spotlight effect. Good mental health is when you open those blinds and you realize no one cares. It sounds horrendous, but people don't care what you do wrong. Unless it's like absolutely horrid. So I'm going to take that back actually. People do not care about something embarrassing you've done. Like they won't hold it against you forever. Most times they'll probably forget in like 3 days. Because we're so focused on something we've done. Like sitting wrong. Yeah, fellas with like gyno know this one for a fact. Shirts. Yeah, you sit a certain way so it covers it. Right? That's just not confident. And you are going to be one of the few people who pick up on if you have that or not. Right? Unless you got somebody who's like hyper-analyzing every part of your body language. You just need to take a seat back. Relax. Nobody actually cares. That's the best advice I can possibly give you, is no one cares. No one is constantly analyzing you. No one's constantly thinking of you. Not that should discourage you from like keeping your head together, like out of the gutter. Just think constantly that people aren't going to remember everything you've done today. It's like the same advice with like approaching someone, like a friend, a girl, or like a stranger. Most people probably forget. Can you remember the time you've been approached by someone just randomly? Like the last 10 times maybe. Probably can't. It's because we don't care. We just chuck it out. In one ear, out the other. That's simple. That's just nature. That's just life. But if you take anything from this video, make it the fact not everyone is paying attention to you. You are a side character in everyone else's movie. But in your movie, you are the main character. So make sure that whenever someone watches your movie, you didn't spend it worrying about what the side characters think. You spent it making it the best movie to exist. Making yourself the best main character to be. That's all it is. That's all it takes. Just be the best version of yourself, and everything else follows. That's all I've got to say. See ya.